It's a market day in Dzodze, and the skies are stained with the fresh sweat of the morning dew. Like other markets, people from neighboring communities converge here to buy and sell their goods and services. But not all people who troop in come to trade. Some come for medical attention at the St. Anthony's Hospital, which now serves as the district hospital for the embryonic Ketenorth Municipal Assembly. Built by the Catholic Church in 1960, the staff and people of Dzodze and other beneficiary communities are forever grateful to God for such a wonderful gift. No wonder members of staff usually devote the mornings for God's grace, guidance and protection. The hospital has now developed into 15 departments. These include the medical and surgical, X-ray, laboratory, functional theater and pharmacy. And over the years, the collaborative and integral functions of these departments have brought remarkably efficient services to clients.
Like I said, that the staff are very, very friendly people. Very, very friendly. Probably goes for everybody in this town, at least I have come across at any point in time since I've been here. It's a well-maintained hospital. It's what you would expect to be a village hospital, but it doesn't come across as a village hospital because they have facilities you need. They have the doctors, at least for the doctors to even come all the way from Holland here, that tells you a lot about it. Obviously, it's supported by the Catholic Church, so that also helps keep the hospital.
Without the orthopedic and physiotherapy departments, St. Anthony will limp. And it's indeed the hallmark of St. Anthony's Hospital.
This is the orthopedic ward, so both adult males and females are admitted here. Twice in a year, doctors come from Holland, that's Dr. Rompa, with his team. They come and do this surgery for them. And people all over the nation are brought here.
One of the pillars of the hospital is the preventive healthcare department. Here, mothers are trained on family planning and how to take proper care of their babies. The immunization against childhood killer diseases is routinely carried out. Its outreach program ensures that nurses pay regular visits to neighboring villages to provide healthcare services to mothers who find it difficult to come to the hospital.
You have a day for the surrounding villages. You go to the village and then do the same thing over there. Cases that we cannot do, we refer them to doctor for treatment like malaria and others.
Though some give birth at home, these young mothers now know how to keep their children healthy.
Anana de via la masama nova odona bina de via ka ahamona bayi bakle nti fia moto temo anana be na odo abina da abiado lino odo abigbanto odo ni da tana de via aika ha bayi mon avalia odo ni da boy ka ha gbagbado pakle yomope mon na de via anaba de via mate lanado de upa bidodo na de viata.
Due to the bad nature of roads, the nurses occasionally cross streams carrying vaccines on their heads during rainy seasons. But how significant is St. Anthony's Hospital to the people of Dzodze?
This is the pride of Dzodze, and the name St. Anthony's Hospital is almost synonymous to the word Dzodze, and every citizen of this town take pride of this hospital.
Ojia manomia miagbano ga klolo zukomu ala bana nwoze miajia miakpa funton alo dolela do visiji ala banya kuko plofu ga ka fifi anu ma wo won va yi kra na mi le mia bo Dzodze ta na nya bo koji ma le Dzodze na mi o manyo klo da mo ra kan ta ko ya je le mia sha na mai mia za go me nya ma.
From a relatively humble beginning, the hospital is now among the giants in the medical landscape of Ghana. St. Anthony's Hospital can now boast of some significant achievements. These include acquisition of brand new vehicles including an ambulance, the renovation and expansion of the outpatient department to accommodate the exponential swell of OPD attendance as a result of a dramatic increase in health insurance. The rest, the provision of a 24-hour quality service and ensuring 98% drug availability at all times, the establishment of a fuel dam and the sustenance of the foreign missions visit are major facets.
Pharmacy being the heart of the hospital, in terms of drug management, I may say we are doing our best because we try running 24 hours. Yeah. In the sense that during the day we are there, in the evening too, if there is a need for drugs, we actually come out to support them.
At times, the fuels are not good. They mix them with kerosene and all. And at times we have problems with our engines. For some time now, we are receiving the fuels direct. We have our peace, so we are very happy about it.
As a result of these and similar initiatives, the hospital's capacity and efficiency has increased. Multitudes of patients have received treatment, and this has earned the hospital some medals. Indeed, St. Anthony's Hospital is the heart of Dzodze, and without it, Dzodze will neither be complete nor known beyond its confines. But what accounts for these significant achievements?
Management is a good one, I think. And that's the reason why we like to come here. Yeah.
The management here is really fantastic.
The uniqueness and recognition of St. Anthony's Hospital is indeed rooted in efficient and proactive managerial practices backed by total staff commitment.
See, the hospital is under the management of a tripartite community made up of the medical soup, the administrator, and then the nursing administrator. They form the day-to-day management team on site. But apart from that, we have a hospital advisory team which gives counsel to the management team from time to time. But legally, the hospital is under the authority of the Bishop Anthony Kwame Adanoti. And with him too, we have a Diocesan Health Council. This is a policy-making body for the diocese.
The hospital, me in a meeting, me in a tapapapapio. Me con so doika hospital upon unity. A doika me wala hospital. Wonya order vina hospital akla amano laukata. The dono jipokota. Yekpona ngukata bo alaba so amama na maso meeting ago okuna fu ashama alaba mo fon no to hospital anti la wofa kuke wenya ba la hospital ayi ma so na amado manya amashame temi alashu insurance alashu Tano for hospital, you also hospital is free. Amaroma kona insurance balada shoe. Avanya na fudada. Bla, I feel what to, I feel a doctor when you feel to other nafuni. Alabama about new hospital need, OPD, ya what to fear. Young phone out so anchi, but not go hospital, not to fear, not to the ticket to go, ticket to go, neither. Right
from the beginning, when the hospital was small and poor, the administrator managed to make the hospital looking fresh. He gave it a new paint. The garden was always neat. It was a very attractive hospital for me. And always when I entered the gate, I thought, wow.
It all depends on management and staff collaboration. The management with the team work we do, the 3 people in the management. And then the team spirit work within our, with the staff has made this possible for us. From the gate down to the ward, everybody knows how to, at least as a security man, he knows how to receive a patient warmly to the institution, getting to records. Everywhere you are moving, everybody is ready to render service to anybody that comes our way. With that, patients who come here feel at home. They are actually happy when they meet us as staff. They cannot make difference between the nurse and even the paramedic or the maintenance unit, because whoever you meet on your way to the hospital is always welcoming.
Why can't these doctors come to Nigeria? And for many reasons. Things work here more than they work there. That's why they would choose to come here. So the challenge for us is to get things to work there well, so that those kind of doctors can come to Nigeria.
It's indeed prudent to ask what funds have enabled management to undertake these bold projects.
Financially, we depend basically on our internally generated funds. In fact, that forms about 90% of the income of this hospital. The rest comes from some of our benefactors.
Without any controversy, St. Anthony's Hospital could not have gained this remarkable feat without the specialized services it renders.
Several years ago, it was, I think, in 2006, we heard of a bad accident. Some of your Ghanaian urologists have been in the north for doing operations there. And when they come back to Accra, there was a big accident and 3 of them died, and one of them had a back injury, I think. He cannot walk again. So, and we heard of this, and you had only a few urologists here, and when 3 are lacking or 4 are lacking, so we thought there is a need for urologists.
Just by chance, an old Dutch doctor who came to Ghana before, Dr. Raad, and he told me that he was coming to Ghana already for 10 years, going to several hospitals to do actually the same work. And he was old, he had twice got malaria, and he was, actually his children didn't allow him to go. And he asked me, could you continue the work? I said, I like to. So I started in Ghana in 1994.
Having thorough knowledge of the state and needs of the hospital, these experts usually come with large overflowing baskets.
We brought a lot of things: operation tables, operation lamps, ultrasound machines, urological instrument, surgical instruments.
There has been mission doctors here for a long time. They have formed a fund of friends. Every year they put some money in it, and all of a sudden, I think when I came here for a couple of years, they say we have still money. And we didn't know that St. Anthony was still existing, and we want to spend it. So they give it to me, and then I went to an architect, and we had this theater rebuilt as it is now.
But for these specialized surgical interventions, the plight of many inhabitants would have been nothing but misery.
In a week we operate 35 patients, and many of them on both sides. They have the disability is on 2 legs, 2 feet, or so let's say half of them is, you can say 75 operations in a week. That's quite a lot.
Each day we do about 60 to 80 operations.
2 years ago, I was seriously sick of prostate problem. So I heard of this place, that some German surgeons were coming here to do surgery for those suffering from prostate. So I came over to this place, and within a short time, I had the surgery, and everything was okay.
Such outstanding specialized services have caught the attention of our neighbors, including Nigerians.
Business colleague who probably grew up with, I don't know whether it was polio or some form of deformity, and she had to do several operations over time. And so, she mentioned a group in Ghana, said a focus group, and told us to actually come there and check. So that was how we even came to Ghana in the first place. So my wife actually brought my daughter here, got to the focus group, and then we met them. But they said they didn't do that kind of surgery. And there was a hospital in Ghana where these Dutch doctors come twice a year. They come in May and in November. So she met with a Dr. Kopisa in Accra at that time, who now said, okay, fine, our best bet was to wait till November. We did the surgery on the 23rd of November. The trip here is this is 5 weeks after that now, to change the POP and see the progress, and it has progressed well.
Oh, it's beautiful. Here, I remember in Ghana, 2 girls, which I clearly remember, they came to me for the crawling. They had polio. They could only crawl. And since they could only crawl, they were kept in the village. They were not sent to school because the parents knew never this girl will marry. So why spend money to her? So apart from the disability, she was also an analphabet and also socially shy, kept in the shade. So when I saw her the first time, she was very shy, this white doctor and other doctors and so we examined her, we got her in the program, straightened her legs. Then she was sent to the orthopedic training center, and she got primary school, learned to read and to write, and she was clever, and she got to learn how to sew. And after 1 year, this girl and the other 2, they were walking calipers, and they went home with a sewing machine and some cotton, and they found a partner, and they came back to show the baby to me, and that made me almost weak inside. You say, how reward for a simple carpenter, just straighten only the legs, and now see how we have changed this creature to a nice woman who is proud mother with a baby. See, that keeps me going. That keeps me going.
Sometimes the patients come back to look at us, and so we are very glad when a patient comes and tells to me, "You are Dr. Angel, you did my operation, and now I have a new life." So this is I like most, you can imagine. Yeah.
But in an era of widespread and regular immunization, particularly against the 6 childhood killer diseases, it's inconceivable that some children are still suffering from polio-related deformities. Has something gone terribly wrong?
I have for years, 3-4 years, I did not see any fresh case of polio. Now we see an odd case again. So the vaccinations are so important, but the mothers are quite willing to come. And our responsibility, our medical, is to get the vaccines cool from the factory into the syringe for the patients, or the mains going off, so the fridge is becoming warm and the vaccine is spoiled. So one goes to the school to vaccinate the children and take the spoiled vaccine and give the children the vaccine. And then the mother comes and they say, "Hey, but I have my child vaccinated and has polio. How?" And that is the cold chain. So guarding the cold chain is one of our main efforts, doctors, nurses, everyone. That is one thing.
Thanks to Dr. Rumpa and his team, many children and youngsters are now relieved of their congenital and post-polio deformities. Overwhelmed with joy, they would sing their hearts out in praise of God's mercies.
Nema uwana
Ghanaians, particularly the people of Dzodze, are happy to be privileged to such rare healthcare facilities. But doctors caution that there is still cause to worry.
We've been seeing increasing number of road accidents as a result of the usage of motorbikes for commercial purposes. We also have, this what you call chronic diseases.
Over the last quarter, or since I've been here, we saw a lot of stroke patients. That meant that these were people who had hypertension which was poorly controlled or not controlled at all. So the only advice you can give the people is that when they feel sick, they have to come to the hospital.
The presence and active participation of Reverend Sisters has a tremendous soothing effect on patients.
St. Anthony's Hospital, as we all know, is a Catholic institution. So we try as much as possible to bring the Christ ministry of healing to the people who come to us for healing and for treatment as well.
By planting them in departments such as accounts, procurement and stores, financial malpractices have declined considerably.
I'm the accounts officer, so I'm in the administration. There's another one who handles the drugs and she's at the store. And another one is the midwife and then she's at the delivering ward, and then there's another one also in the children's ward.
To motivate staff to unleash their capabilities, management has instituted an annual Best Worker Award for deserving members of staff.
Ladies and gentlemen, presentation of awards to best workers for 2009.
Under this scheme, all categories of workers, nurses, paramedics, drivers and security officers are eligible. Humble lives which strive along decent, productive paths do not often sink into the silent sleep of the tomb. So it's St. Anthony's Hospital, which, with 50 silver feathers now on its wings, is flying in a higher horizon.
St. Anthony's Hospital has been adjudged the best in the Volta region, and the first time that it has taken the first place on national level among the Catholic health institutions. The tribute given to St. Anthony's Hospital through these awards naturally flows to all members of staff, because alone the management can't achieve the laurels that have been achieved. I hereby launch the 50th anniversary of St. Anthony's Hospital in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
These awards are not only won purely on account of the healthcare it provides. St. Anthony's Hospital is also a teaching institution where student nurses and paramedics from various health institutions within and outside the Volta region come for internship.
We are here for a 3-week clinicals. That's in the first year, and as we came here, things were moving on smoothly. We are taking control of 3 wards: the OPD, children's ward, and the adult ward. And we have learned a lot in terms of theory and then in terms of practical. As far as nursing is concerned, talking about Dzodze Hospital, I'm impressed. The nurses are helping us through our work, as if we are already professionals. We have a lot of experiences. Some of us, as first year students, we have learned how to inject. Even the therapeutic communication, that's interpersonal relationship, so great. The people have received us so warmly, and we are even planning. And surely will come next time around. It's great staying here.
Life has never been smooth sailing anywhere and all the times. In spite of his great teachings, healings and miracles, Christ too was put to the test. So, despite her achievements, St. Anthony's Hospital is also grappling with numerous challenges, some critical, requiring urgent attention.
Our major problem now is with getting financial resources to support the activities of the hospital. The hospital depends mostly on internally generated fund, or IGF. We have very little support from government now, and though we do occasionally get support from outside, it is not for capital infrastructure like buildings. So we need government to come to our aid.
Most of the buildings here were put up